Cam's Treasure, an MMMM Paranormal Romance. Heirs of Mistvale, Book 1. Written by Stella Rainbow. Narrated by Zachary Zaba.
1. Micah. Cam slid past me the moment I unlocked the hotel room door, heading straight into the bedroom and flopping face first onto the mattress with a groan, his shoes still on. Shaking my head at his dramatics, I closed and locked the door before following him inside. I had my shields drawn up tight. A hotel was one of the worst places for a telepathic psychic, so I couldn't tell what was going on in his head, but I could make a fairly accurate guess. Cam had never stopped me from reading his mind, and after all these years, I was intimately familiar with its inner workings. Usually, I tried to stick to the psychic link I'd created between us, the one where Cam could say things directly to me. It was especially useful when he was in his dragon form, and after working on it for years, we'd finally managed to make it two-way, so I could talk to him too. "I give up," he declared rather dramatically, which was the norm for him, as he turned onto his back, proving me right once again. His green eyes flashed with annoyance as he gazed at me, running a finger through his messy black hair. "This is, what, the 13th country we've been to? They aren't here either." We had traveled a lot since Cam turned 20. He was 6 months younger than me, and we were lucky our dads could afford it and didn't mind financing our search. But I had a feeling it was time to stop. We'd been going at this for so long, and we had nothing to show for it. A small part of me couldn't help feeling a little grateful for that, which then made me feel guilty. "You know what I think?" I asked as I climbed onto the bed beside him after removing his and my shoes, and settled cross-legged near his head. Without missing a beat, Cam slid his head into my lap, and I smiled as I started running my fingers through his dark hair. "How would I know? That's your superpower," he snarked, his eyes bright with humor, and I chuckled. "True that. Well, I think it's time we go back home. Maybe we've been going about it all wrong. Everyone we know found their mates in Mistvale. Maybe all we need to do to find them is go back home." Cam stared up at me. "You really think so?" "I do. If you want, we can ask Alden for a second opinion." Cam was a little partial to Alden, the unicorn who lived in Mistvale, and I wasn't going to waste that. It was hard to change Cam's mind when he set it to something, and he listened to very few people. Thankfully, Alden was one of them, and he was also one of the saner members of our clan. "Nah, I was ready to give up anyway. I miss home," he said, and I hummed as I continued brushing his hair with my fingers. I missed home too. I missed my dads, my brothers, and even our crazy clan. We'd returned home every once in a while, but we hadn't been back for almost a year now, though we still video called our family every other day. I missed Mistvale. I missed the rain, the air that always smelled of storms and fresh grass, the people. "Let's skip tonight's call and surprise them by showing up in person instead." I raised a brow at him, wary of whatever was cooking in his head. "You do realize it's going to take a little more than—" I paused to glance at the clock. 5 hours to get home from here, right? We haven't even checked to see when the next flight is." "The next flight?" he replied as he sat up, a wide grin that spelled trouble taking over his face. "My dear Micah, is whenever you needed to take off." "No," I said flatly when I realized what he was talking about, and his grin instantly turned into the most convincing pout. "Please, come on. My shields are perfect now. Nothing can go wrong." I scoffed. "The last time you said that, a seagull crashed into us and sent us falling 50 feet into the ocean," I reminded him, and he grinned sheepishly. "I'll focus on flying 100% this time. I promise." He peered at me with his bright green eyes, beseeching. Groaning loudly, I fell back onto the mattress, deciding some drama was warranted at this moment. "I hate you." "Yay!" Cam cheered before climbing on top of me. I raised a brow at him as he leaned down to press his lips to mine, pulling me into a kiss that made all my ire disappear. When we'd first realized we had 2 other mates out there, we'd vowed to wait until we found them before getting intimate with each other. We thought it was the right thing to do, that our mates wouldn't want to miss out on any of the special moments. But then word had somehow gotten around, though really, was there any doubt about how everyone knew? And Joy, Quill, and
Sample complete. Ready to continue?